So if you can project that, that goes a long way for them trusting you. And I've found that they will allow you to perform procedures that are very painful and very scary to them. But if you're like, hey, we have to do this, like you said, this tourniquet is going to hurt. Like this is going to cause you a lot of pain, and it is not a fun experience, and it might be there for a long time, but we have to do this, and you're going to get through it. Just saying that is going to be great for your patients. And then, on the flip side is just being honest. Like if I hear these stories that medics are like, I told them they probably wouldn't live. And I don't think that's really like truth. A lot of times, oftentimes if somebody's going to die, it's not something where they're talking to you and then they die, or at least I don't know that in the field. But regardless with that is just being honest, like, yeah, your leg looks pretty mangled right now. We're going to see what we can do. If you have an amputation, like, no, your leg's not attached to your body. Like, we're going to get you the help you need. It's going to be okay. So just being kind of rambling at this point, but just being really direct with them and not trying to sugarcoat things, while also just not playing it up like, oh man, that wreck was crazy. Like I can't believe you're alive. Holy crap. Like, did you see the
Yeah.
people in the other car? They're all dead. Like that's also not helpful. So, finding that balance and just being really even keel with them is huge to developing that trust.
That's a great answer because it's like you see so many people. It's like, yeah, I'd be able to control and explain to somebody how to do something. But like, if it's your daughter, suddenly, it's like I watched somebody's video about teaching his daughter how to put a tourniquet on her leg, and she was struggling because she couldn't work out the left to right because it was he threw it to her and said, "Put it on quickly." And then she was like, "Okay, got it on." She started putting it on, and he went, "Oh, that's a bit tight." And she started taking it off, and he was like, "But that would actually be worse to take it off because it was helping stop the bleeding." But it was just, but she was trying to not hurt her daddy in her view. But in his world, he was like, "But that's what I needed you to do." So he said, "That's why we train, because we keep doing this over." And I love that approach because you kind of do need to do the best for the patient, not emotionally care for them, if you know what I mean. And I'm really impressed at that. But like I noticed, like in certain countries, an ambulance is coming through. A lot of people panic because they hear the sirens and they don't know what to do. So if they're like a bystander, as a paramedic, what do you want somebody to do? Like even if it's just something or be aware of in an emergency situation, is it pull off to the side, leave a space for you to come through? Is it kind of don't come and gawk and think, what would you want people like as a bystanders to do that makes your job easier for you?
It's very situation dependent. As far as like driving to them, here in the United States, pull to the right and stop your car. If you're on a highway, pull to the farthest right lane and continue driving. Don't just stop in the middle of things, but pull to the right, get out of the way of the ambulance, and just let it pass. Don't pull to the left. Don't make a split lanes. That's different country to country, so I don't know
Mm.
how it is everywhere. Now, as far as like bystanders on scene, most of the time a calm bystander that's keeping their distance but is still available to be called upon if we need something is important. And then also a bystander that recognizes when they don't need to be there anymore and leaving.